They're sitting just under the baseline here. First game that Mike Krzyzewski has attended since retiring. Duke is wearing the Coach K Grays, as they call them, as the head coach of USA basketball, the Fighting Irish in the dark uniforms. And Filipowski didn't get fouled, did make the basket. Points over his last 7 games, and the Fighting Irish showing a little zone depth.
Three-quarter court pressure, back into the zone. Filipowski 2 for 2 to start the game for Duke.
Thorn in the side of this Blue Devil offense, but Notre Dame doesn't force many of those. Among the bottom 12 or so teams in the country in terms of numbers of turnovers forced, and Jeremy Roach gets his first bucket. Cormac Ryan had a big game when the Fighting Irish won here a couple of years ago. He had 28 that night, and now he's got 3.
They need some size against Duke on the glass.
Starling drives, fortunate to retain possession as Hammond gets it, and the lefty puts it down. The transfer from Niagara, who played for former Duke point guard Greg Paulus. It's the least he could do, come and say goodbye. We'll show you the fabulous parting gift that Coach K gave him during practice, as Hammond now has 4. Notre Dame has a 3-point lead. I think Duke was willing to honor Bray during the game in front of the crowd, and Mike sort of would have none of it. Pass down low, and Derek Lively, now 35 of his 46 field goals are dunks. Derek Lively off the window on Saturday against Virginia in his return after missing the previous 4 games.
He really helps stretch the floor offensively.
Now,
you have to guard him.
Against the Tar Heels in this building about a week and a half ago. Here is Whitehead from the corner. Rated as the #1 small forward by ESPN.com coming out of high school. He had the foot fracture in the offseason that slowed the development at the start. Stumbled a little bit on the catch in there as he made the cut inside. Now in the 13-all game inside, 12 minutes to go. Here's Hammond again from the baseline. Virtually impossible. Billis, I think, coined the phrase, there is no bottom in the Big 12. There are teams who might not be atop the standings, but there's no real bottom. As Filipowski scores, he has a half dozen.
They've extended their pressure. They're looking to score quickly in their transition game.
Dane Goodwin, a little fade away. Patent on that shot. He's got 4, both of them on similar looking shots.
He's had a brilliant career for the Irish.
You know, he's played more games in a Notre Dame uniform than any other player. There is Whitehead, see it and be it, and Duke's back on top. His second triple. Galen Blakes pushes to Roach. Roach gets inside. Young with the offensive rebound, and Young puts it back. Screens Proctor, rolls, and couldn't get it to him. Goodwin, shot fake, get past Filipowski and scores. Dane Goodwin snaps the drought for the Irish. He has a half dozen.
I think everyone got a touch that time.
Little high-low, Goodwin got a hand on it, but Young is able to finish and draw the foul. Percent three-point shooting team. They're shooting 10%. Tariq Whitehead, meanwhile, made all 3 of his. Duke has his biggest lead, and the Irish get one on the board. And how would you like to be a 1 seed and see Duke with a healthy Tariq Whitehead, more mature and seasoned Filipowski after a while, as good as he's been all year, and scores immediately on cue. He has a...
Their productivity off the bench is better. They're getting healthier. Lively can do that. Alter shots at the rim. That's a heck of a finish inside by J.J. Starling. And you got to throw it almost off the shot clock with Lively around the rim.
A shot fake from Filipowski, goes in strong, and Kyle's into double figures. Blue Devils up by 8.
Good curl by Goodwin.
And straight out of there by Derek Lively. We've hit on a lot of these things, and Duke sort of settled in after a while. Notre Dame had to lead a couple of times, changed defenses to try to disrupt them, and there's Filipowski, who's up to a dozen now. A little too hard out the window, and here come the Blue Devils, a chance to push that lead. Roach almost turned it over. Proctor with a catch, Filipowski with the bucket, and Duke is up by a dozen, and Filipowski has 14. Coming down the stretch of the season, it seems as if the Blue Devils' ceiling is extraordinarily high as Goodwin goes past Filipowski and has a chance for a 3-point play.
They love that twist action in the middle third of the floor.
Filipowski to Mitchell on the skip, and Mitchell knocks down the three. Mark Mitchell for the Blue Devils.
Well, that's an incredible part of his game if he could elevate that.
Oh, Lively swats it off the board. Here comes Duke in transition. Roach pulls up, and Cormac Ryan snuck up behind him and blocked it. Here's Leszewski for three. Buckets.
There it is, Leszewski.
Deb, you mentioned Mitchell adding that to his game. He shot a good percentage this year, but that was only his 14th. Made three of the year. Here's Tyrese Proctor. Whitehead liked that corner three. Good closeout by the Irish. Ryan Young, very productive in the first half, and he continues here in the second. He's got a half dozen. Playing for Northwestern. Cormac Ryan, Proctor's all over him, and there's another one. Rubin gets it and puts it back in on the second shot. 44-33. Duke up by 11. Here's Starling down the boulevard.
What a move.
Another 20-point game against Carolina here. Starling again. Tipped up by Lubin. Can't go. Proctor almost lost it out of bounds, and it looked as if he did, and the Irish have it back. Goodwin with an open three. Tariq Whitehead has missed his two shots in the second after a perfect first half. Goodwin. Oh, how about the soft touch? Filipowski for three. Roach with the offensive rebound, fresh 20. He'll shoot the fadeaway.
That is a big-time board on the weak side.
And Roach makes another play with the steal. He's in the open floor. He puts it up. Oh, Lively with a foul. Derek Lively, dunking is really his strong suit offensively right now.
I mean, this is a great follow in transition. No doubt about it. A couple of dunks tonight for Lively, and a couple of block shots as well. Look, between him and Ryan Young, if they can get somewhere between 16 and 12.
Made field goals have been flushes this year. Goodwin trying to back down Proctor, fade, fire, and fill it up again. Dang, Goodwin is using that one. Intentional about giving John Shire space, and Shire said, "You need space, glad to have you around." Proctor all the way. Goodwin, meanwhile, has been exceptional. He spins, it's time to the left hand. How about a little counter move instead of the fadeaway?
Wow, brilliant.
Notre Dame, I'll give them this, they just won't go away.
That might be one Coach Shire might look at on film tomorrow. And they're going to look at this one too.
And Notre Dame gets back very well, and Tyrese didn't have any numbers. He does have Filipowski with it. Whitehead pass to Filipowski for the layup. Great look from the freshman to the other freshman, Tariq Whitehead to Kyle Filipowski. Goodwin keeps that scoring streak going. Goodwin! Make it the last 14 for the Irish, and a chance to have a three-point play.
They are really connected on both ends of the floor tonight against Duke.
Shot clock at 5. Filipowski down the boulevard. He's got the easy one. Goodwin back on the block, this time working on Grandison. See what move he's got this time. The fadeaway again, and it goes down again. A season-high 25 for Dane Goodwin. Peeking around him, but at least she was giving him bunny ears. 56-52. It's been the Dane Goodwin show for Notre Dame, and Tyrese Proctor goes in and gets his second bucket of the night. Proctor sort of face guarding Goodwin now. The lead for Leszewski, and it's blocked by Filipowski. Great defense by the Duke freshman. We've hit the 3-minute mark. Blue Devils with the ball in a 6-point lead. Jeremy Roach to the bucket.
Excellent execution, really hard to guard.
Trey Wirtz driving on Filipowski and scoring. Give him the finish here. Here's Starling down the middle, and he can't get it to go. Another opportunity for the Irish. Cormac Ryan for 3. 5-point game. Now he'll drive on Lubin, spin to the basket. It's blocked by Vanell and Lubin. 90 seconds to play in Cameron. Starling for 3. He's got it, and it's a 2-point game.
To substitute in.
Dame with a three could tie the game. Rubin tried to set him a screen. Notre Dame running its offense really high. Let's see if they can find Goodwin. Starling drives to the bucket. J.J. Starling makes it a one-point game.
I love that pass-through action.
And Notre Dame content to play it out here, Deb. Mitchell for three in the corner. He got it! Bird Mitchell with a huge three.
Don't give up a three.
Starling to the bucket again. And the tip in from Lubin. 3.9 to go, two-point game. Now they've got a foul quickly.
Maybe 2 dribbles here if you can catch it at midcourt. So 3 seconds would be like 3 actions.
Ice water in the veins made them both. 4-point lead for Duke. Starling, and that's how it's going to end. The Blue Devils remain perfect at home, but man,